Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. I was hoping to start this day with our door open and nice fresh air coming in, and literally 2 minutes before we started the live stream, somebody's either has a leaf blower going or a vacuum or something out there. So it's making all kinds of noise.
It was a nice thought.
It was a nice thought.
And happy birthday, Divine Universe.
Happy birthday, Divine You. I think
Good to
you know
see
what
you.
that means, don't you? We're going to do a birthday spread for you today. And
That's right.
also, you go to the top of the list because it's your birthday, or was.
So, we are going to do for Divine the birthday wish spread created by Banshee.
And that's where we will start, but we still start with the card for the collective and all the usual stuff.
Hi,
and
Laura.
I have written everybody else's name on the list in the order they appeared in our chat. So I will get to the list. If you're in the chat, you are on the list. Unless I made a big boo-boo, but I think I got everybody.
So let's do that. And that's from the
From the Lantern Oracle by
Angelina
Yep.
Mirabido,
Yes.
PhD. Very
Basically, it says kind of, I think, from Blue Angel Press, which is, or LTD, which is the Australian.
Thank you,
There's
Laura.
a connection with Llewellyn, but the Australian publishing group. So I'm going to pull one from here. This is a beautiful deck I just got, along with a couple of other cool things from Llewellyn when they had a sale. And I just think these are gorgeous cards. They really are. I'm going to have Mr. O pull one out for us. All right, Mr. O, they're a little bit new, so you know, they're just kind of clumping together here. Do your best. Oh, look at you. What do you got? I think it could be read upright only. Radical self-acceptance. And what does it say on that card?
You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Uh-oh. Someone's in trouble.
So basically,
I did not, Laura. Not yet. Thank you, though.
yes, we are missing Mr. O's keys. So if anybody has a psychic flash on them, we've read on them.
We will take any psychic flash.
We have followed our own cards and we have not found them yet.
We're out of our own psychic flashes.
So we may have been right about the election results in our election reading, but we can't find Mr. O's keys.
We
So
have
that's the
intriguing
problem.
clues, but nothing that really hits home.
All right, so let me just make a couple of things here about this card. When we radically accept ourselves, we become luminous. When we force ourselves into shapes and roles and pursuits that are not authentic, we compromise our true potential and radiance. The Guardian encourages you to accept yourself totally, to unconditionally open to your full potential. Live your bliss. Your light will illuminate how beautiful life is. And the Guardian's message is, you accept, judge, and connect with others to the extent that you accept, regard, and connect with yourself.
All right.
All right, then. So that's this wonderful deck. I have a couple more that I'll be bringing out. I'll just tease with one today. This to show the lid. This is The Secrets of the Witch. Basically, Lucy Cavendish has come out with these different little affirmation cards and slips in there. I kind of like stuff like that. She has one for fairies, maybe dragons, I forget. There are other ones in this series that I might take a look at getting someday. And then I have probably one of the most simple tarot decks, which means for all you people who do not like pip cards, and, you know, I'm kind of ambivalent on pip cards. I can use them now, but they're not my favorite thing. But there's this Essential Tarot, which is a low Scarabeo deck, and it's very, very simple. It's about as simple with the symbology as you can get, with a little hint of color on the cards. So I may use that at some point, maybe even in my Material Matters readings. That will pop up. So let's get on with Divine You here, but I'll go over the list first so everybody knows where they are after Divine You. We have Angel Mary, Sonal, Aaliyah, my sweet Christina, welcome to the show, Laura H., Kayla, Merwin, and Angel Rivera.
All right.
And if I missed anybody, let me know now.
Don't think so.
The other thing I wanted to tell Divine You is that this is basically, kind of like the birthday spread. You know how when you blow out your birthday candles, you make a wish? You might be wanting to focus right now while we shuffle on something you desire, something you wish to get in the year ahead, something that you hope to accomplish. And we're going to look at how the next month's shaping up to your next birthday. Look for achieving that.
All right.
All right. And so I guess I will use my Chris Ann deck. And we're going to get going with Divine You.
Happy birthday.
It's really beautiful, Angel. I will just say. I like it. I haven't gotten into it a lot yet, so I'm just reading certain parts of it right now. I have so much on my list, really. It's crazy. My to-do list.
You are
very absolutely
welcome.
Divine You.
You're very welcome.
I hope you had a great birthday.
Yeah, you were going to go out with some friends, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope that worked out okay.
And here you go, Mr. O.
Alrighty.
And so normally these kind of bigger spreads we usually do for cost as private readings. But for birthdays, we're making some exceptions. And because I love celebrating birthdays myself. I'm a big promoter of that. I have my week-long, sometimes month-long birthday festivities, depending on my mood that year.
Okay, so I'm going to put the cards right there and cut them.
Okay. Okay, card number 1 is the Emperor card. Let me give that to you. That is the lessons you have learned in the past year regarding your wish or what you are interested in working on. The Emperor card. So what have you learned? You've learned that you need to take control of situations, You just can't be at the mercy of externals. You have to take control.
Right. The Emperor to me signifies that you are highly interested in having your own autonomy at all times. And so that's kind of like your motivating essence to be as in charge as you can be. So you more or less have learned that lesson, whether or not it matches with real life conditions may be the difference.
So instead of letting fate master you, be the master of your own fate. And so that's kind of a lesson I think you have learned. Now, the recent past, the last 3 to 4 months, what might have been happening in regards to your wish? Well, it's the Four of Swords, and it is upright. And so I think that, maybe there was some time for reflection, some pause to recoup your strength and your resolve, to accomplish your goal. Maybe having to go within a little bit to seek out the answers you needed.
That seems about right. So the last several months was really more about you resting and or trying to regenerate, basically going into dream mode or meditation mode or anything you needed to do to really kind of keep things in focus but sort of nurture yourself, rest.
Card number 3 is Future Trends, the next 6 months. What will the next 6 months hold for you in regards to your wish? Well, okay, there's a little bit of
you're not going to want to hear this.
You're not going to want to hear this. It is the Eight of Wands reversed, and it's basically, you might be maybe racing too fast towards your goal or wish. You might be scattering yourself in order to get there. Focus is the key. Focus. The next 6 months, you might find it hard to do that.
It seems to me like you're going to be as active as always, but you just may find that you're not really hitting the mark. So you're going to want to keep trying, or you're going to want to reevaluate how you are deploying your skills and your goals, because maybe it's just a matter of what direction you approach it from. Maybe this one direction is not working as well, and maybe there's a way around it. Because this, you normally, when it's upright, just talks about fierce direction moving towards something. This sort of says you feel like maybe you're spinning your wheels a little bit.
So, and this is interesting, the following card for you, Divine You. Obstacles to overcome in this next year in order to obtain your wish, or ways you can obtain it. And I almost feel it kind of plays into the previous card. It's the Seven of Cups reversed. It's again talking about a need to focus. You have all these choices or ideas flowing around you.
Hi, Patton.
And it's a question of focusing them on what's really the most important and what you truly desire.
And this is not to say that maybe you haven't been, or that you haven't felt you've been. This could just also serve as a reminder that there is just lots of things going on around you, and it's mostly about really paying attention to what's working. You have the ability to do that, as definitely portrayed by this card. And when is this? This is coming...
No, this is just obstacles in the next year.
Right, so the obstacles are mostly about leaving kind of the dead weight of your dreams behind, like just saying to yourself, no, that's not going to really work out, or I shouldn't put as much energy there, and seeing what does work.
Okay, so the progress made towards achieving your wish by year's end. Well, it's going to depend on you a lot here and how much you are willing to sacrifice or not. You know, the Hanged Man is reversed here. So there is a caution that if you really want to progress, you may have to be more willing to shift your perspective, more willing to to do the things that we want. That Hanged Man more upright than reversed. Do the things, maybe make some sacrifices, make some necessary changes or tweaks that you need to in order to proceed.
A lot of times the Hanged Man talks about how we accept self-wisdom, or how we maybe are blinded to that, or sort of putting that out of reach there. And that's what this card is saying, is don't let that happen. Don't blind yourself to certain other wisdoms, that maybe there is a wisdom that you will just have to accept that you haven't been able to or wanted to consider.
So, the thing about a birthday spread is I always want a happy ending, but it may not necessarily be. So let's see what it says. The outlook for getting your wish by your next birthday. Well, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. And so what that indicates to me is that it's possible that you will still be working on this wish, that there is delays in obtaining it, that there is not enough forward momentum to push it over, the edge.
Right. It seems like your energy's there, but there's just something more needed that maybe is really even external to you. It is possible that maybe, and we kind of said this before in recent readings, that there still are so many external factors that kind of mesh with what you're trying to do. So that may be what it is you're just going to have to hold steady, possibly consider refocusing where your goals are or your dreams are.
Well, and if there are setbacks or losses along the way or at the end, it's time to really think about what that means for you. And are you following a path that is really the right one for you? Is it time to shift your focus? So I guess ultimately by year's end, you're going to be reevaluating a little bit again and deciding why things are not moving in the right forward direction. But there's a lot of positivity here too, and growth I feel in this reading. The key for you, I think, is really to focus now.
Yes, and also to consider what those external factors are, because maybe it's about focusing to the point where you can get your way around them.
The other thing is, I see that Hanged Man reversed, and so focus does not mean being inflexible.
No.
So, you have to realize that you might be focusing on something, but if you expect it to go a particular way, you may have to change that. You have to be a little bit more flexible than that and realize, well, I have to make some accommodations here in order to get exactly what I want out of the situation. I hope that makes some sense for you. And
so happy birthday.
And happy birthday to you.
And that was your candle spread, your birthday wish spread. Alrighty.
Alrighty, so we're going to move on with our readings for the day. And everybody, thanks for being patient for Divine You.
And I'm going to mention the cards I'm using today for the rest of the day. One, I'm going to use the Tarot of Northern Shadows. And that's the Four of Cups from that one. Then I'm also going to be using the Tarot of the Ages, which has those kind of symbols on the back. And then the Wheel of Fortune is the card I'm displaying. And then finally, I'm going to also use the Night Sun Tarot, which I really love. And that's the back of that. And this is the Emperor from that one. All right, Banshee.
Yeah, well, you just saw one of the decks I'm using today. It's the oh my God.
You're very welcome. I hope you enjoyed that.
It's the Light Seers Tarot. You're very welcome, Divine You. The Light Seers Tarot, and by Chris Ann, which I think is just an absolutely beautiful deck.
And that's the Knight of
Very
Wands again.
Very colorful, and the Banshee loves color. Also, speaking of color, we have the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, and Abigail Larson has done the beautiful artwork on that, along with Minerva Siegel, who wrote the book. They made an excellent pair combination for this rendition of the Nightmare Before Christmas in tarot.
By the way, if we haven't mentioned it, don't forget to hit our like button, please.
And finally, the new deck, the new kid on the block. The real new kid on the block is the deck by MJ Cullinane, and it is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Just an absolutely gorgeous deck.
Fantastic tarot. Yeah. Love this tarot.
A little bit thick on the hands to shuffle, but they're okay. They're just worth it.
Thanks, Patton.
And Patton, I see you there. Did you want to be on the list today? We got you down if you do. And finally, my Lenormand of choice today is a more standard Lenormand, the Mirror of Truth Lenormand. You can show that one. That's the whip or the rope, and that's Sylvia Nietzner. Alrighty.
Sure, Merwin.
You absolutely can, Merwin. Okay, not a problem. Go ahead and type it in, and I'll keep track of it.
Yes, we will absolutely do that for you.
I know. I want to get outside myself today, so I don't plan on doing a lot of overtime today.
And I don't have any more keys to lose, so I'm okay with going outside.
Well, we've given up on my car as being the place he lost him at, and that's unfortunate because that means it's somewhere in the house which we have no idea where. We've overturned everything, or it got lost outside somehow. Maybe if it was in the car and a door opened in a parking lot, nobody noticed they fell out. That's a possibility.
Well, sadly, it was a ring of keys that had the only set of my car keys, so I don't have an extra car key, so I'm going to have to hire a locksmith to come and make me a new key for that. Most of the other keys are a little bit easier to replace. I've already gotten one replaced. We'll just have to see.
Yes, and another thing that got lost was our P.O. box key. So,
oh, I don't want to hear that.
Not happy about that. Uh-oh.
I don't want to hear that, Patton. I hope you're okay.
Oh,
Could
Patton,
be something seasonal.
You hang in there, and you should get yourself tested, because some of those signs are kind of iffy signs I'm seeing from you there. As long as you haven't lost your sense of taste, because I think that's important, in your sense of smell. But don't take any chances with this. If you feel like there's something wrong, get tested sooner than later. That's my advice to you. And hang in there, and I'm wishing the best for you.
Thank you for your question, Merwin.
All right, Merwin, we will get to that.
So let's get going.
Oh, no. All right, Merwin, we will definitely get to that.
If I was an evil person, and I'm a Scorpio, so maybe you just don't know, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Patton. It might be nothing at all. It just might not be, just might be under the weather. I'm having some serious allergy issues right now myself. All right, so we've got Divine You taken care of for the day, and it's Angel Mary's turn. Hey, Angel Mary, you are up. And after Angel Mary is Sonal, Aaliyah,
Absolutely, Patton.
my sweet Christina, Laura, Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, and Patton. Yeah, I don't know. I really think nobody take my advice because I am not a medical doctor, but my own personal opinion is that I don't think that parcels and packages and things like that, like things when you pick up in the store, are where you're really going to get the most exposure from, or the most likely exposure from. This is really truly airborne, I feel, and that's where the problem's big. It's an aerosol. It's not to say you can't get it those other ways, but I do feel you're least likely to get it those other ways.
I don't totally agree, but I sort of
Yeah.
see that. I mean, I still think it's possible,
So
but I just
beware.
don't know the rate.
Hey Libra, I'll get you down on the list. You're
Hi,
at the
Libra.
bottom, but it's not huge today.
Okay,
We
so
should
I'm
be able
going
to
to
get to
start off
everybody.
for Angel Mary's question.
Okay, love in 2021. All right. Well, let's hope 2021 gets better and we don't have to keep worrying about all of this. Though I do have a feeling for part of the year we will be, at least. So, and by the way, now that we've got the election reading out of the way, I think it's time for us to do another COVID reading. And thanks to everybody who watched our election reading. We are like literally up to, I think, about 128 views
Yeah, we're verging
now.
on 130.
It's just like amazing. If
And
you
it's
haven't
only been,
watched it, watch it.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got as much right as we did with that reading. So, you just never know when you do these things sometimes. And I had a totally different impression and intuition on the way the election would go that kind of flew in the face of our joint reading together.
I think the only important thing is we tried to be as objective as we could about it, and hopefully that came through. I see.
Aww. And for people who haven't heard, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek has passed away. He lost his battle with cancer. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. I always said Mr. O should go on Jeopardy. He's got the mind for it. Me, I'm more a Family Feud kind of person, or Wheel of Fortune.
No comments.
But I can't get my family to go on Family Feud with me.
Okay, Angel
Love
Mary.
in 2021. Let's see what we get. And remember, Angel Mary, this is only a snapshot in time.
So we have 3 cards. The first one is the Two of Wands reversed. Then we have the Eight of Wands
Upright.
upright. And then we have the Three of Cups reversed.
Oh,
So it's a little iffy here.
it is a little iffy, Angel Mary. The Eight of Wands shows a lot of energy and a lot of movement. I think things could happen, but whether they will turn into something really satisfactory or long-term is the question I have. Because the Three of Cups reversed does not indicate something long-term or with a happy ending of sorts. And the Two of Wands reversed kind of indicates to me that there's still kind of waiting for something more positive and fruitful to happen. The Eight of Wands indicates something's happening, so I do feel you will have some love in 2020, but I just don't know if it's going to be ultimately satisfactory for you.
I'm getting a slightly different impression.
Okay.
My impression is that you're going to have some other irons in the fire, so to speak, some other things that are going to occupy you. It's not that you don't have time for romance, but that there's some other things that maybe will become more important to you. Some of these may be about your livelihood or about material conditions in your life. And you may be I don't mean physically moving residence or anything like that unless you know that you're planning that. But there is movement connected to that. That's that Eight of Wands there. And I just get the feeling like maybe you will have situations where you'll have to apply your energy and or your movement situations to other things rather than an emotional life that you're looking for. But once again, with that Three of Cups there, I don't see that it's out of the picture totally. I'm just thinking that maybe it's coming later in the year, after June or so for sure, and that it may be as the result of maybe an introduction to somebody new through an event you go to, like maybe somebody else's wedding or maybe somebody else's engagement party or something like that. I don't have a firm feeling on that. I just think it's more likely you will have other things to do before you can take time out for looking into your emotional happiness. And what you got?
Well, I've got the Tree as the card I drew first.
Alrighty.
And then I drew the Sun. And so I'm looking at this here, and I'm really thinking that this is sort of making me feel that you are going to be focusing on your own health and well-being, and what brings you peace and personal satisfaction. I think there's success. I hate to say this, but there's success. If there's any success in love this year, it is in how you take care of yourself and how you focus on your own health and well-being. And that might be your mental and emotional health as well. This may play into what's going on here. I'm not sure. What do you think, Mr. O?
Well, I get so too. I just sort of feel like it's coming from a different direction.
It is.
Maybe it's coming from the direction that after that halfway mark, a person you might meet or be interested in may feel that way about you, that they may feel that you should work on yourself and that they want to lend their support and confidence to you. In other words, the beginning of the relationship is about you seeing each other as a way to nurture and be healthier too. So it may start off as a friendship where you're just support groups for each other, but maybe over time it might develop into something else.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was trying to, as I sat here looking at the cards, I was trying to put it in the context of a love and relationship. And, trees grow and take time to grow. But the sun is there, and the sun, of course, nurtures growth. And so I feel as if something could possibly happen, like he said. That's what I was thinking here. Could this mean that something could happen later in the year? Or could it mean that somebody you meet along the way, they just may not come into focus or may not come into a romantic sense till later in the year? Because it seems as though there's something more long, taking time to happen or develop here. But the sun is about success and light. So I get the feeling like there is hope, but I do feel like the focus is going to be more on other areas, or the fact that you're going to have to go through some, how should I say this, short-term romance or relationships before you find any light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I'm thinking that I said, other things to focus on, but the other thing too is that this card talks about maybe delays in general, delays towards your plans. And so I'm wondering if this is just saying that, if you had the idea that maybe something would start off early in the year, that's just suggesting to me that it's really coming a little bit later in the year. But maybe because of that, it has more foundation and more nurturing, more light on it. So it's more of a transparent relationship. Everybody understands where they're coming from and where they possibly going with friendship or otherwise.
Well, and the bottom line with those two cards is this for me too. Everything begins with you. Love of self, taking care of yourself, making sure you are the best you can be so that you can move forward with a positive relationship in 2021. But I do think that 2021 is going to be a little bit of a slog, for the first part of it at least.
So that's what we have. And good luck.
And remember, it's only a snapshot in time. It's the way things look now. I feel like, too, that, with everything the way it is in the world right now, that a lot of things are, again, dependent on what's going to happen with this thing that is affecting so many people and the way that we live our lives. And so I feel that a lot hinges on the way things are going to go and happen and develop with that.
Thank you for saying that. I hope that you got something out of that, and you're welcome.
And we're moving on to Sonal is next. Hey, Sonal, you are up. And then we have Aaliyah, My Sweet Christina, Laura, Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, Pat and Libra Cusp, and Estelle, who's joined us. Hi, Estelle. Good
Hi,
to see
Sal.
you here. Sorry I didn't mention it.
I saw you though. I just can't get a word in edgewise sometimes.
It's that Gemini rising.
Oh! How nice.
What?
So now,
Update that my Taurus friend Sarah finally gave me a... Oh, wow.
congratulations.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, so now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, you know, we certainly hope it'll be everything you want. Let's see what our cards say.
And don't be discouraged if we do toss some negative cards at you.
Is that
Just-
a tarot you got there?
No, it is not, but I'm shuffling these.
I see.
Mr. O in his cranberry beret.
I'm shuffling too.
So which deck shall it be, Mr.
Maybe it has to be one of mine this time.
What?
Oh, wait, we used it last time, right?
That's right.
And Sunman says, you can never leave me behind. I must be here on your set.
Part of the reason I wanted to leave the door open, besides getting fresh air on a 70-degree day,
They could have distracted them.
it could have distracted them. They love the fresh air too, and he could have been down there enjoying it.
And then we would have this whole table area free.
But alas, hey, at least I have shuffle space. That is great news. I like to hear happy news. And hey, in recent days, I don't know what's going on, but our follower count went up a bit. So we're really pleased about that. Thank you very much. And for anybody new joining us who is not following us, do that and you'll be notified whenever we go live. Okay. Oh. Well, there's a little up and down here, but look at this King of Cups upright. We have the Moon upright. But then we have the Ace of Cups reversed, which is a little bit concerning to me, I would say. But, you know, let's face it, I think there's somebody here who is showing a lot of love right now, this King of Cups.
Yeah, this seems to signify
So, did
a
you
really
ever tell
pleasant
us?
love.
Oh, it's a Taurus. It's an
Yes.
earth sign. It's interesting. There is somebody here, though, you know, with a lot of emotional intensity and I think commitment. Somebody who, you know, is a king. I think they're loyal and they're committed to the person. There's also this sense of a deep connection, you know, with the Moon card here. I think in time, there's going to be a real deep connection that is forming between you on a psychic and even intuitive level. The Ace of Cups reversed might just indicate to me that, like, hey, you know, like in all relationships, there's things that need to be worked out.
Well, I'm wondering if your intended possibly has a lot of Cancer in their chart, like maybe rising sign or moon, because the moon, of course, is the ruler
Yeah.
of Cancer, and the King of Cups has a lot of water energy,
Right.
as Banshee mentioned.
Yeah.
So I feel like this person is the kind of, whether they have Cancer in their chart benevolently or not, I feel this kind of person is the best possible mate because they're a really good friend too. They love you and always unconditionally as a friend as well as a husband. And I do think though that with the Ace of Cups though would seem to indicate that maybe there's just going to be a little bit longer time to actually getting married or getting the hitch going. Like maybe there's just some things to sort out, and some of that isn't so much emotional as just planning, in my opinion, but it could be that too.
I could see that as delays. But yes, Mr. O, you make a good point here.
You're the Cancer moon. Interesting.
Watch the microphone. all three of those cards have a water element attached to them. So I find that very interesting as well. And I feel that he might be right. There might be some delays or some little glitches here. Or like I said, emotionally, hey, you're starting a new life together. There could be pressures from a lot of different sources, So just try to keep an even keel emotionally with each other and give yourselves room to, express what you're feeling if things aren't quite right or you're not feeling quite right about something. I just feel that it's a minor hiccup because I sense a lot of love and a lot of connection there. I feel that moon card to me is showing that.
I believe that too, and I think that a Taurus sun sign with a Leo moon sounds absolutely dynamic and loving. It sounds like a person who's lucky or a person who is dynamic and definitely would be interested in giving you or helping give you a really good life. Protective, very protective of you. Yep. Hi, Austin.
Hey, Austin, welcome. Good to see you.
So even from that point of view, I just mostly see everything as just getting to the matter of the fact.
Okay.
You will be happy together, I'm sure of it.
But here we go. So we have the clouds. Now, notice, though, the way the clouds are facing in a minute here. Then we have the ring, which is commitment and bonding. Now, the clouds have the light side facing the ring. I think that's very crucial here, Sonal, because what that is saying here is that any confusion and depression or worries are starting to fade and disappear. The clouds are parting and the light is coming, and so now things are moving towards a bonding and a mutual commitment to one another.
It's beautiful, Banshee.
It's a marriage.
It's beautiful, and I think, too, that basically it's just saying, too, that the act of being married, the act of being prepared to be married, really parts those clouds. It's like the faith in each other overrides almost all concerns.
Yeah. So congratulations. This looks pretty good, Sonal. Good luck, good luck, good luck.
And Sonny, don't you kick my camera away. Oh my God, look at you, you silly boy.
All right, everybody. Let's
You're
go
very
over that
welcome.
list again. You're very welcome. And Aaliyah, you are up, and then my sweet Christina, Laura, Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, Patton, Libra Cusp, Basel, and Austin.
Aaliyah, we were talking the other night. I don't think you were here. We were talking the other night about the past lives and how we're going to do that again maybe in a week or two. And of course, alien concept came up.
You should come back again, because if Alien comes up a second time, I'm going to wonder about you. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, so Megan's boyfriend nearly... Uh-oh.
You and Megan, you're a good friend, but Megan, I'm beginning to wonder if maybe...
Well, we will ask that question. Let's do a yes-no with one of yours.
Okay.
The thing I want to just tell you from experience, Aaliyah, because, I used to read cards in my teen years, a regular deck of playing cards, and of course, all of my friends would come to me to ask me about their love and relationship questions. And 9 times out of 10, they refused to listen to the advice that was given, and they'd go their own way. So, and they had to find out for themselves. So, I feel like you're being a good friend, and you're doing what you feel is right. But remember, people are people, and they're going to learn sometimes through the school of hard knocks.
I feel that there are some people who maybe don't know really what is expected of them, and so they think they're supposed to be in love, so therefore they should be in love. And sometimes I think people, especially women, maybe short shift themselves by thinking they are not complete unless they're in a relationship with a man or somebody else. But I think I've mostly seen it in that male-female dichotomy.
I think it can be both, because I've definitely seen some dysfunction similarly in gay and lesbian couples.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I think it's
when you live
just
as long
human
as us,
nature,
you've seen
really. This partnering and this instinct to couple and this need for each other, and I think it's part of our human condition.
It's codependency, it's dysfunctionalness, and most of us are not really as emotionally healthy because we're listening to too many other things in our society says, you could be better if you're this. Buy it.
You want me to count?
I'm not very capitalist.
You want me to go? Thank you, sir.
What are you doing over here, eh? Scratching your head? What's up with that?
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
I have some interesting take on this. It's leaning towards yes, Aaliyah. You've got two aces. So in other words, I feel that she is taking some of what you are saying to heart. But here's the situation. We have the Emperor card. The Emperor card is a very, it's an Aries card, number one. And I can tell you for a fact, we Aries do not like to be told what to do. They may take your advice, but with a grain of salt here. And the thing is, they're the ones that are going to have to, they feel they are the master of their fate, and they're going to make this decision when they're good and ready. And
but she mostly feels that she has control of the situation, despite any
appearances to the contrary.
Or despite what she might feel deep down inside, like she may be fooling herself, because I get the feeling just sort of how we've talked about the situation over all this time, that's a big part of it, that she maybe just, like I said, there's codependency in relationships, especially relationships that have inversions of power or inversions of accountability or things like that.
I get you completely, but you know what? She's the one who wants to decide when enough's enough. She's just feeling like that is her role. And maybe she does, regardless of how you feel about it, she's not looking at it the same way, possibly.
I'm not going to say this about, go on.
No, I want you to go.
I'm not going to say this about Megan specifically, but I think that in some of relationships, people know, but they regret or they don't want to be without, they're so more paralyzed about being alone or the feeling that maybe they could be alone that they put up with stuff. It's kind of like domestic abuse cases. I'm not saying this is Megan.
Obviously, if it was something really serious and she was being violently assaulted,
you would do the right thing.
You would do the right thing, and you're trying to do the right thing. But even in those circumstances, I feel for families who go through this, because sometimes, like parents watch their son or daughter being abused, in a relationship, and they can't talk reason or get their people out of there. And so I feel like we can only do what we can do, and we can't beat ourselves up over it. So I hope you don't feel bad about it. I know you feel for her more than anything, and that's because you're a good soul, You're doing the right thing, but really, there's only so much you can do. Ultimately, it's up to that person to decide, and also to decide when they need help, if they need help.
So what do you got over there?
Wow, this is very interesting. I have the moon, and I have a man. Yeah, I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I'm more used to what the moon means in the tarot deck, which can often talk about deceptions or masquerades, facades, or mysteries to uncover. So I'm wondering if it just says that maybe one or the other are deceiving one or the other. She's deceiving herself about him, or he's deceiving her about himself, or they're both deceiving each other about what they really have. Because moon also talks to the idea, in my opinion too, of possibly relationships or emotional matters.
I'm kind of uneasy about this because I see two things here. I'm kind of leaning towards what he said, Aaliyah, but I'm looking at it as if she can't see through to his true self. She is looking at things through her own perceptions, and they may not be the reality, that you see. And number 2, the moon sometimes indicates romance and love, and it just seems to me she can't let go of some strong feelings and attraction that she may have for him, despite everything.
I'm just going to tell you that looking at this timepiece that's on the crescent moon makes me feel like there's a matter of time issue here too, and that maybe either she will need to get to the bottom of this soon, or she never will, or maybe it just is that matter of time. I know.
I don't blame you, but this is what I see right now. So I'm not telling you to stay out of it. You certainly should, stick up for your friend, but just because you do that, I mean, in some situations, it could break up your friendship, You have to decide at some point how much because how much is she willing to take if she's not willing to budge, and I don't know what to tell you there,
This is a story from our own personal life. It does not apply to Megan and what's his name. But years ago, we knew somebody, she was a friend or sort of a friend, and hung around with us in an intense situation. And what happened was she was looking for love, and she kept going through meaningless relationships, and then she found somebody who basically tried to turn her against all her other friends, and it kind of drove her crazy. And there was some really bad stuff that happened. It was well over 20 years ago, and all I'm going to say is that it's not the same thing. But the thing is that sometimes people who are that needy can't listen to good reason when they should.
No, and they have to find out for themselves, or they never do. That's the thing. We can always control ourselves and our emotions and what we are going to put up with, but we can't force other people to see their light. We can try to guide them as best as we can, and that's what I suggest. Is try to be supportive, but yet to the point. And I think you are trying to toe that line. I know. But, that's all the best we can hope for here, Aaliyah. But I'm still not seeing her coming around to your perspective on this. That's what we have for you right now.
So good luck.
So good luck with that. Hey, and keep us posted. Hey, my sweet queen, Christina, are you still here? Because if you are, it's your turn. And thank you for joining us today. Laura is next, and then Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, Patton, Libra, Acel, and Austin.
Alrighty, well, thank you. That's a good request there. Should I pull out my deck?
Didn't you just do one?
Oh, I don't remember.
You sure did.
She's very proprietary about which decks we use and how often she gets to use versus... She's for parity, of course.
I am. Equal pay for equal work. Oops, that's a little feminist in me coming out.
So yes, thank you for being here, Christine, and hopefully you'll like us and or share,
subscribe, etc., etc., etc.
Alrighty.
All right, so let me focus here.
And that's the Nightmare.
This is the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Alrighty. And you're welcome, Aaliyah.
Shuffle. This week's an interesting week for me.
A new adventure for sure.
Oh, he dropped the Fool card. Just to show you what came out. Sometimes we read the cards that fall out because they could have some importance. There could be some new adventure.
Something new is coming to you.
Something new.
Beginning.
It might be a shift in perspective. It could be just a new journey.
Excuse me.
Yeah, coughing.
I need a cough drop.
Okay.
Good thing I have one.
Oh, a little bit of up and down. Well, we have this Ten of Candles, which is the Ten of Wands in the traditional tarot. We have the Page of Potions reversed, and that's the Page of Cups in the traditional tarot. And then we have the Sun upright.
Well, this is definitely a bit of a mix here.
I'm more positive. Well, yeah, it is a mix. I think that you're feeling a little bit of burdens right now. I'm wondering if it isn't, if it isn't with their relationships per se, it could be emotional, because I'm looking at that page of potions reversed. The Ten of Wands is somebody carrying a heavy load that feels oppressive. So that could be physically, that could be mentally, that could be spiritually, that could be emotionally. And since I see the Page of Cups turned upside down here, I kind of sense that's where it's coming from. But I feel like the Sun is saying that you're going to be able to overcome that. Something is going to bring light back. Maybe by week's end, it seems as though things are going to look a lot better, and you're going to feel a sense of optimism returning, and that things are not as bad as they seem. Maybe you will get some help with the burdens that you are carrying in some way.
I think Banshee has something there. I feel this too, that Ten of Wands there seems to indicate a problem or a burden, but like Banshee, I think it's more internal. It may not necessarily be emotional.
No.
I get the feeling like it could be emotional, but it relates to a philosophy or a perspective on life. So like maybe you're feeling you're wrestling with a change in your life, or a change you've been thinking about. It may be a bigger change than what you think, because the Sun seems to indicate something is going to happen that's bright, or that clears the way, or that brings knowledge or an illumination, or it validates this struggle that you're thinking about internally, either in emotional terms or somehow philosophical terms, a question of life.
Let's see if the Lenormand can illuminate. I like that word, and I love that with the Sun. Illuminate things a little bit more. Wow, talk about getting complicated here.
We have the heart. Oh. If you're in a relationship right now, it may be moving to another level, or maybe that's what the question is that maybe you've been thinking about that question of moving to another level, and how it may help, or how it may change your perspective on things.
Depending on where you are in life right now, my sweet Christina, this could mean a number of things. I look at that. Obviously, it's a clear sign of love and possibly commitment that is on your mind, and maybe this burden or these worries are related to that. But another thing that it could mean is something that you truly desire and that you are committed to, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a job, whether it is a path in life. This is what the question may be concerning in the week ahead, and how to make the path clearer, how to unburden yourself from things that might be holding you back, or weighing you down emotionally. And I feel the Sun is saying, you're on your way. You're on your way in a more positive direction. You may not be able to see that right now, but you will. I think that things are going to clear up for you in a very positive way.
I'm wondering if you're thinking of making a commitment to something that approaches, I don't want to say this exactly like this, but like you're really moving into a spiritual direction, like you're joining an order, or you're
taking
joining
classes, whatever.
But it's something that maybe seems to be more lofty, so it may be more about philosophy or mysticism or esotericism. And it's a commitment to do that. It's something you really have loved, perhaps. Maybe it's not exactly that, but I'm feeling like this is not necessarily a relationship. It could be
right. I'm thinking
right. And that's what she said. Some other thing that really advances you, because once again, I just get the feeling that the Page of Cups is about intuition, philosophy, things of that sort.
Right, but the Page of Cups is reversed there, and I feel like that's maybe more grounding a person in the here and now in the real world than pie in the sky kind of dreaming,
Sure. I don't know.
So, whatever it is, I feel like your heart and soul is invested in this in some way. And like I said, this could be this could be about romantic connections and whether they are going to go to the next level or not. And this is weighing on your mind, or this could very well be, some path or career choice, something like that is on your mind as well. Something different and something that you really want. You really desire deeply.
There's still this idea that you're shifting away from something that is troubling or burdensome, and that this is maybe moving towards this thing that has some sense of liberation, whether it's just because it liberates your romantic side or your emotional side, or because it's taking you into something else you really care about.
In the tarot, when I see the sun, I think of the clover card in the way. Now, the clover card is about luck, but the clover card always, how should I say this, neutralizes negative effects of negative cards around it. Whenever I see the sun upright in a reading, I almost feel the same way, that the sun is there to say there is light. There is light, beyond these burdens that you may be experiencing right now, and it is coming. And that's all I can say, and that's what we have for you. I hope that makes some sense for you, Christina, and do join us again.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're very welcome. And we are moving on to Laura. Laura, you are up. And then Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, Patton, Libra, Cuspacel, and Austin.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Okay, Mr. O, your card deck is up.
Why,
How
thank
will
you.
December be for Laura? Okay.
Hopefully it's going to be great for her and everyone.
I am so tired of 2020. Seriously, all the negativity and all the difficulties and good grief. I wish we could. Oh, here, I got my magic wand from work again. I wish we could wave it all away with a magic wand, believe me. But, it is what it is, and we just got to make the best of it.
Well, I just tipped over the reverse 10 of Wands, so I'm just going to have to tell you that I think there may be some significant burden or change that will be for the better, that you'll be ridding yourself of something. Maybe it's a bad habit. Maybe
letting something go.
Yeah, just letting something go. This year.
Yeah, really, 2020. Oh my gosh, really.
Right, Angel, I heard you. Gotta go. The snow? What snow? Oh, the snow that happens.
Oh.
Well, all you have to do is move closer to the North Pole, because I hear it's not so cold up there anymore. No, that's probably not true.
That's not true at this point, but you never know. Well, we've got no snow. We've got 70s here. This is awesome.
Yeah, but about a week ago, we saw some flurries in the air.
We did.
What is that?
Talk about that.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah. So I think after Tuesday I'll be moving my patio furniture in, but I'm glad I kept it out. Something told me I'd have another weekend to sit outside.
Up until July, I had a regular full-time job. It was about 26-mile commute one way for me. And no matter what the weather was, I always did try to go. But, certainly with Michigan snowfalls, there were times where, I can't get there. I don't have a big old SUV. Just got my little Ford Fiesta. But now that I'm retired...
Ouch. Sorry. The microphone.
What happened to it?
Pound, right by the microphone.
And?
It makes noise.
We make noise.
Yeah, but not like that.
Really?
Shh. It's that librarian in me.
Oh,
Sorry.
Kato's got 4 inches of snow. Yow.
What? 4 inches?
Okay, Laura, we have 3 cards. We have the Page of Pentacles. He looks a little bit mischievous there. We have the reversed King of Wands. The page was upright, of course. Oh, we have all court cards. How interesting. And then we have the... I want to get that shadow out of there. There we go. The reversed King of Pentacles. So
could you repeat those to me again?
Page of Pentacles upright.
Okay.
King and King of Wands and Pentacles reversed.
Okay, got it.
2 kings reversed.
Wow, Page of Pentacles upright.
Well, the page brings a message.
It's more about money and material things, I feel. It could be about growth, too. It could be about maybe doing something a little bit more physical as well for your body, your body. The King's reverse, though, are kind of a difficult thing for me. So one of those is the King of Pentacles, you said? And the King of Swords.
Wands.
Oh, Wands. So, interestingly enough, I feel like, in December, you might feel as though maybe your material and your situation is not doing it for you. Maybe you feel even your work situation and your material situation are just not satisfying your needs. How do you feel?
There's a sense that your talents are not being used in your best capacity or are being undermined, perhaps. Some of this could be external. Some of this could just be how you're feeling inside. I mean, we're having 3 court cards, and I don't really think these represent people barging in or causing situations in your life. I sort of feel they're more about yourself.
Yeah, me too in this case.
It may be that you are expecting something to downturn in your personal economy, but I don't feel like it's a major part of it. It just sort of feels like it's really just, what can happen around the holidays for some people. There have been some layoffs, things like that, or just people spend more than they should. I mean, this could also maybe indicate that to some degree, but I'm thinking the King of Wands coinciding with that maybe makes it look like it's something a little bit institutional, and I don't know how that might affect you, if there's a structural change around you that maybe represents you feeling oppressed in a certain way, maybe like you feel like there's somebody who you're not trusting to handle some of your business, some of your other business. I know it sounds like we're really vague here, but that's the court cards, I think. So could we draw the Lenormand maybe?
No, not yet, because I needed to say more. I was just waiting. Are you done? Are you sure?
I'm done. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles there, and pages can also indicate news, news coming to you. So I think it's clearly here news about your business and your financial life, something that affects it. It may affect it adversely. And so it's how, I think you're going to be focusing in December on how to regain the control in those areas of your life, because the King is about leadership. What do I need to do to turn the situation around, And maybe you might be getting actually some positive news that may help you in that regard. So I think that page being upright is a positive here, but those other 2 cards are not. So I'm going to leave you with that thought.
Yeah, it's really about, the idea that you have to focus on more control things or being able to network better too. I mean, maybe you just need to find other people to network with. Hi, Gina.
Gina, welcome. You made it. Yes, I know. We were going to have our screen door open, but it got too noisy out there, unfortunately. I wanted to get some fresh air in here.
Hi, Blah.
Hey, Blah. Wow, Gina and Blah came almost at the same time here.
The second string has arrived.
I think we'll be able to fit you both in if you want readings today. All right, so let's see what we have here for Laura. Let's see if we can get some other idea here. Yeah, okay, Laura. I drew the mountain cards first. And then I drew the bear. So the bear is a couple of things here, but it's after the mountain card, and I feel as though you are going to need to rely on your personal power, your self-empowerment to get you through some obstacles. But also, and remember, I drew the bear first, the mountain second, or the mountain first and the bear second, right?
Right.
So the bear also indicates to me that these obstacles may have to do with your financial well-being. Do you have enough resources in place to accomplish what you want to do? There may be some blockages here or some question about that. Financial security could be a question. So all of that does seem to tie with those other cards there.
Right. I would say that there's equally a question about how you empower yourself or how you basically assert yourself, which I see to be more aligning with the King of Wands reverse, the idea that there's a sense of attraction and magnetism that you normally would want to display, that you normally can display. This says you're working on re-achieving that, or you're working on not letting any more of that slip away, because maybe that's what the difficulty presented to you is that somehow the situation is causing you. Yeah, see, I'm thinking that way too, that it's starting to kind of make a little more sense now. That you have some things to focus on because of the way some things have shifted around you. But it really tells me too that it's just a matter of you asserting yourself to some degree and just saying, okay, I'm pulling up my big girl panties and tackling the problem. You just need encouragement, and it's going to come from within yourself.
That's what we have for you, Laura. Good luck with that. Kayla's already given their question and their request for the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, so we will do that. And that's an interesting one.
You're welcome, Laura. I hope that helped. We'll see you again, of course.
Well, let's see what the message might be in this dream.
Good luck.
So sometime soon, if it's not next Saturday, we'll figure it out. I want Mr. O to go look at his work schedule. We will be doing the past life readings again for a special pop-up live stream on Saturday.
That was so much fun. Yeah, that would be fun to do that again, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Maybe we should do it about once a month.
Well, I think after this, me and Mr. O are going to do a video where we try to find our past life that we shared together.
Just one?
Well, just one of them. And it'll be for our anniversary. So we'll maybe release it on our wedding anniversary, which is, of course, this month.
April 1st, Gina.
No, it is November 18th, Gina. That is our wedding anniversary and his birthday.
It's November 18th.
Don't forget, it's number 39 for us.
I feel like Jack Benny. All you young people are like, huh? Who?
All right. Let's see what this dream holds.
Yes, let me focus on that, Kayla.
If I didn't go through it again, we have Merwin after Kayla, Angel Rivera, Patton, Libra Cusp, Basel, Austin, Gina, and blah. Birthday Bark! Anniversary Bark! Woohoo!
Sounds good to me.
You are on the list to sell. You are, I did say Kayla, Merwin, Angel Rivera, Patton, Libra Cusp, Asel, Austin, Gina, and blah. So that's the order as I had it.
My little sun man.
I did not forget you, Asel. All right.
My little sun man.
Wow. What the? What could this mean? The Hermit, upright. The Devil, upright. And the Three of Swords reversed. I think there is definitely some wisdom to be had from this dream. I think that that's why the Hermit is here. Is, you know, it's wise for you to try to at least understand why they came to you in this dream.
Oh my
Now, the
goodness.
devil came second, so I'm going to look at it that way. I feel as though this may be about something that has been obsessing you, whether this has to do with a relationship or something that hurt you in some way. That, you know, maybe this dream is trying to tell you for some reason. I'm not sure why this celebrity would come up for that reason, but they're trying to tell you that it is time to heal from something that you have been obsessed with, you know, whether it's a relationship or something else in your life that you just can't seem to let go of.
Not all dreams are necessarily prophetic, and I'm not saying yours is not, but I think sometimes dreams have images that we have to understand what they mean to us personally, deep down inside. And it could be that the idea of this celebrity is a very kind person, and so this person is sort of generating kindness, the healing idea there, into your life. And I'm thinking that they want you to forgive yourself. I think Banshee sort of tipped on that, for things that maybe, you know, you're not really understanding yet. So maybe the Hermit is saying you need to think about what it is that maybe you feel is holding you back somehow, something that even if you don't recognize it intentionally, it's probably there in the background somehow. And like Banshee said, maybe it's something that just sort of pulls you away from things that you feel are more true to yourself, but you're sort of not maybe ready to deal with it on the conscious level. But maybe now this is saying you have to. That's why you're remembering this dream.
Well, and let's look at this now, Mr. O, because you got me thinking about something here. So if you were to describe, like, the celebrity, aspects of the celebrity here that might be playing into this dream, what would you say? I think you touched on that a little bit here. Like, for example, the celebrity...
Kindness, right? That's what I said.
I think you did. But I'm looking at the celebrity here, and the celebrity had a lot of wisdom. You know, a little was wizened, and maybe through some of their own experiences that they had to go through, maybe they healed themselves from some addictions or some obsessions in their lives, and maybe there's some lesson for you there, you know, maybe from their own life experience or their own life story. So my suggestion to you would be, if you don't know enough about this celebrity's biography or history already, maybe that's something you need to look into and look at.
I think Kayla does know this person pretty well, or know about this person. So it still, I think, says you should digest that more too. That there's still, I think Banshee's right, there's some sort of clue in their life, or the examples that they portrayed. Another thing is, for some reason it strikes me that maybe, I know this is going to sound goofy, Kayla, but I'm thinking like maybe you should take part of that person's name, their first name or their last name if it's significant, and make it into an anagram and see if other words come out there, because I'm wondering if there's a clue in that. I don't know why it's hitting me that way, but see, tarot itself is an anagram of sorts, rota, wheel. So there are things about tarot that touch on numerology, which of course is the vibration of letters to numbers.
Wow, it's so funny you said their death did hurt you, Kayla. Because let's see here. We have the Anchor card, which I drew first. And then we have the Cross card. So
you're holding on to this in a way. It's holding on to you. And maybe that's because there's a reason for that. I'm not going to...
Yeah, the sun is coming in now.
I'm going to shut that shade, I think, because I won't be able to carry on.
I will. Oh, wait, it's on your side.
Yeah, it is.
Silly me.
So go ahead and talk.
Yeah, so basically what I wanted to say was that it looks like what he said, that there's some holding on here. There's some no movement away from this grief or loss. The anchor's set in place and the cross is there. So you are carrying a cross or a burden, you know, regarding this in some way. I like what he said about doing the anagram, but something else I might suggest to you too is to look at numerology associations. Maybe there's some numerological association with this actor's name, and their numerology number that might affect you in some way, or their birth number, their birth date, birth
That
month,
helped
day,
a
and
little bit.
year. I would look at that as well. I would just look for all those kinds of subtle signs that may show some type of synchronicity that could have some impact on you right now. But that's kind of what we're getting here. I think that's very interesting.
Right. I think that the person is a symbol and is in your dreams for an important reason. I don't know that we're able to totally get that, but hopefully we've provided a few clues for your own investigation. But it seems to me like they're here to tell you maybe, I'm thinking of that Beatles song where he says, boy, you're going to carry the weight a long time.
Yeah.
That's for you too, Gina. Merwin, if you're still around.
Merwin, yeah, okay, go ahead, yeah.
So the idea is that this celebrity probably wants you to heal. That's what that card in the middle there is. And maybe they're your own personal mentor, spiritual mentor. I mean, I'm not going to discount the fact that maybe somehow spiritually there's a connection there. I can't really discount that. What I think is important is for you to figure out what they want you to do, and I think that's really addressing your healing. Maybe it relates to somebody else too that you need to heal with.
That's what we have for you. Hey, that was an interesting question,
It
Kayla.
was. I like that, but
Yeah.
sometimes I feel very challenged by those.
All right, so we are on Merwin, and I just pulled back her question to remind you of that.
Okay.
And it's basically about her father emailing her and saying she would never be happily married because she doesn't deserve it. Doesn't deserve happiness in life. Will Merwin prove him wrong? So
I want to go to your father's house and smack him.
That's so rude to say that. I wonder, Merwin, if this isn't just acting out. Did you decline? I believe you had an invitation that you declined or were going to decline of theirs, and I wonder if that has something to do with, this acting out. But that's really not a nice thing to say. Let's look at Merwin's love life and see if there's a future Mr. Merwin. I don't know if we want to do a yes/no. Let's look at 3 cards for now.
I'm just going to get on my soapbox for a minute and say that as a child who felt or was made to feel that I had very much disappointed at least one of my parents at one point, I just feel that sometimes parents are not always perfect either. And so you can either try to understand them with love, but don't ever put up with that.
And we're going to see if I see anything here that indicates why your father is just being this way. I'll look at that too. But I think you probably already know, what's going on there. But let's see what's going on with the relationship. Did you shuffle?
Nope.
I don't know why I picked this deck again. I'm sorry. You can do yours twice in a row, Mr. O.
Okay. I tipped a card. The Chariot reversed. Your father can't control you anymore, and that's a big part of his problems.
Did you drop something?
Yes, and I already revealed that. Thanks for
Okay, I thought
listening.
something fell to the floor.
No, it didn't fall to the floor. It just flipped over my hand. I said I tipped a card.
Okay.
And the card was the Chariot reversed, and I just said, your father can't control you, and that's probably the root of what his problem is that he feels he's not driving. He's not in the driver's seat.
All right, Merwin. Well, you definitely deserve love, Merwin, but it's going to take work to get there. There is no doubt about that. We have the 2 of Needles, which is the 2 of Swords. That's reversed. We have the 8 of Presents, which is the 8 of Pentacles, and that's reversed. But look at this. We have the 2 of Potions, which is the 2 of Cups, and that is upright.
Harmony in me.
well, you've got 2 twos here too. But that 2 of needles is kind of like, you know what? We can't sit there with those swords on our shoulders forever. We have to go out and do something. You know, we have to make some decisions. We have to maybe let some things go to create new growth and positivity in our life, and maybe new relationships in our life. And then we have the presence.
Okay. I
Sorry.
wanted to say something.
And then now I'm going to go through this. You're going to say a lot, I'm sure. The presence reverse, to me, the 8 of Pentacles indicates to me, you know, it's not that you don't deserve it, but what you have to do is recognize your role in maybe this not happening. You know, you have to open yourself up more to this happening. You have to make it happen. It's not just going to fall into your lap. You have to open your heart to love, and you have to work at it. You have to really work at it. I'm sorry. Go on.
8 of Pentacles, reversed. You're both disappointed in each other.
Well, with the father you're talking?
Yes. And you
Okay.
both
I see that too.
And you both don't really want what the other has. You don't want, he doesn't want what you have for him, and you don't want what he has for you. Now, that 2 there, I guess that's just saying that you really should not listen to his judgment. You should move beyond his judgment.
Good point. Good point.
Whatever that is.
Because look what's here. Look what's there. It's the 2 of potions. Love and relationship and connection. I do believe you will find somebody to connect with, and you are deserving of that. But he, you know, and that is perfect what you said about him. That is perfect, because I do believe that basically what that 2 of needles is saying, if I had to relate it back to your father, is saying cut those ties. Cut those ties and move on. Because don't just sit there, you know, and allowing those judgments to immobilize you. And that 2 of swords is reversed, is making me think that you're starting to realize that. You know that that's not right deep down. You know it. It hurts you to hear it, but you know that can't be true.
And just remember what I said. You have just as much reasons to be disappointed in him or to not want what he offers to you as he may feel the same way too. So it sort of is an impasse in a way, which is what sometimes this card can mean in certain respects.
And the bottom line to me is
You
that
got better things to do.
why would you get the 2 of cups in a reading like this? You know, I think it's very telling that we pulled that card for you in this reading. It's basically saying he is wrong. You have definite potential to connect with someone.
I know it could be really like, you know, whatever, but this is just me because I'm a Scorpio, Merwin, and you know that. Hi, Dad, I'm not coming by for Thanksgiving dinner because my boyfriend's here, or my whatever.
You know,
Bleh.
never let that, you know, affect you.
Me?
No, I didn't say
okay.
that.
My cynical nature.
Something.
So let's look at that Lenormand.
Yeah, you know, those 2 cards are more about the dad, I do believe, and saying, mm-mm.
Well, I think this applies to both in a way, but this applies to both too. You're refuting his judgment of you. Okay. The lady. The house.
You know what this tells me, Merwin, is that be comfortable in your own skin. Don't let anybody dictate, you know, what their expectations for your life are. You are comfortable in your own skin. And I almost see that's you in your cottage. You've talked to me about a cottage that you want. There it is. You know, there are you in harmony and living happily. And I do feel, you know, there is a potential connection for you somewhere along the way with that 2 of cups.
I can't add any more to that, but I just feel that love or home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Merwin.
Hey,
Hope to
that's
catch
what
up with
we
that.
have for you, Merwin. I'll have to let you know whereabouts we did this reading because I know you vamooshed.
It's about an hour and a half into it.
Yeah. Roughly.
So somewhere just before the last half hour.
All right, so we're going to move on now. And Angel Rivera, you are up. And after Angel is Patton, Libra Cusp, Basel, Austin, Gina, and Blah. So let's see what we've got from Angel Rivera this week. So for people who did not check out our election video, it's still out there. It's gotten a lot of views. Thank everybody who's seen it. You know, we like to go on a limb sometimes and do these things. And I think this one was pretty dead on.
Yeah, I think we were kind of doubting that we would be right about some of these things because of the way the conventional wisdom was rolling.
Yeah.
So... yeah.
And I never trust polls. So frankly, I was very skeptical about the person who won to begin with. So I don't know. It's all very interesting.
Angel Rivera has short-circuited my ability to use my tarot this time because he wants the lights. Good for you.
Why, thank you, Angel. But that's okay. It's not a competition.
It's nothing personal. I'm not offended.
I love this deck personally. I really,
Thank you,
really
Angel.
do.
We really feel, that was an important video for us to do. And it's kind of given us the idea that we have to do that a little bit more often when we can. We want to go back and revisit Brexit as well as Corona.
Well, we have to do that soon because I believe the deadline is December or January, I think.
Yes.
So it's pretty much decided, I think. I'm going to have to, they're probably not going to make I don't know if they're going to make an agreeable Brexit or not. I have to go look. I haven't kept up with it in a while, I admit. So I don't know if they're going to come to agreement or not. Whoa. Thud. The week ahead. Go.
All right. Before we started, I was feeling a little bit sore in my back and shoulders. And I said, I feel so tired. And now I don't even feel it.
All right. Let's see what we have for the week ahead. Holy cow. Well, of all the cards to get together here, Angel, we've got the Three of Pentacles reversed. We have the Seven of Swords upright. And we have the Five of Swords upright. Yeesh.
Well, it looks to me like you're going to have to employ all your cleverness and also your cooler head because you might have some shifting sands a little bit or just some disagreeable situations this week. I sort of feel it's related to work more likely, and it may just be too that maybe somebody is feeling like they need to kind of toe the line in certain respects. I don't know why it affects you because I don't feel, I sort of feel like it's a blanket thing that maybe is going to come down on a number of people in your position, but you're going to have to prove a certain level of cleverness in terms of dealing with that because there's somebody feisty there, I think, who just sort of has more sway with this opinion. So I don't know if that's a supervisor, manager.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, I usually say that, it's funny, Angel, because a lot of your things are work-related. I guess I could go either way on this one. Somebody feels like somebody is judging you, and feeling like you're not carrying your weight in a particular situation. And it may or may not be work-related. And this judgment is just a judgment. It is what it is. It may not necessarily be true. And you have to outwit them in some way. It seems like I agree with him on the cleverness angle. There's got to be a way to just, outwit them or outmaneuver them is a better way to do it.
It's a mental thing because swords are air, so it's either learning how to bring the verbiage to address that, to cut it in the cliff by the clever use of words or thoughts.
So if it is work related, because I mean, I'm not saying it's
feels that
not,
way.
but if it, pardon me?
It feels that way.
I mean, there is that feeling there, when you see the pentacles and swords, I don't know, I kind of do feel that way because oftentimes this kind of looks like office politics, or, for example, for those of us that are in customer service of sorts, it could be dealing with people who just, have ulterior motives.
Yeah. No, I just sort of glom that too, that sometimes, the people that are against us the most aren't our co-workers or managers, but the people that we serve.
Yeah, the people that we serve. So, I don't know if this is speaking about the COVID situation, that again, we have to be very careful because there are people out there like that Five of Swords who are not doing what they need to do to be safe for everybody else. And that Five of Swords, that's a duplicitous kind of card there. And they can really muck up the works for everybody else, So there is that element to it too, Angel. I have to say, because everybody, your state and my state is in the same boat right now. We're out of control.
Wherever it's at work or other situations in your life, I feel I was drawn back to this card because of the crow or the raven there that's squawking in the middle and saying it's about maybe you finding your voice in this matter, that you're basically, because it's the Seven of Swords too, you're basically going to have to sort of try to direct that energy back towards them, be more clever or say the right things to make them think about this.
Well, and let's look at that combo of the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. You have to protect your own interests. You have to protect yourself against people who are not, looking out for you, clearly, who could be actually undermining you in some way. Ooh, it's pretty heavy, Angel.
I could just also say, too, that, some of this represents movement away from an unpleasant situation, too, to some degree. Thank you.
Let's see what we get with the Lenormand for you. Boy, Sonny is like sacked out here today.
As the hair rises off of him.
I didn't get to brush him. I brushed Sassy, but I didn't get him brushed.
We could brush him 23 hours out of 24 and it wouldn't be enough.
He is a shedder.
He always was, more than the other two.
Wow. Let me take a look at this because I have a bad feeling. All right, Angel. Okay, we got the Garden, which is social situations or situations where you mingle with people. And then I have the Clouds, and guess what? The dark side is facing the Garden. So what this is saying to me is that you need to protect yourself in public.
Yeah,
or with
careful.
The public. I would just say be careful. Just take extra precautions. I don't know if most of your stuff is still virtual, which is probably a good thing if it is. But if you are doing person-to-person kind of things or you're going to be in public scenarios, be careful. And I'm not sure this is necessarily a health thing, but it clearly indicates that some interactions with others is going to negatively affect you, whether it's political, some office politics, or whether it's some personal kind of, physical harm, exposure to the virus. I'm just going to say it because I'm not sure.
This is the air element, and of course we know
that's
it's easily most transmissible.
It could be strategy.
Through air.
But
it could see, that's what I'm saying is like, be clever, be careful.
Yeah.
Avoid situations where there might be an emphasis on, mixing tighter than you should be.
And you know what, Angel? I think this is the first time in a reading I've ever really picked up anything like this. So, it's just a snapshot in time, so just take precautions, and that's all all of us can do right now.
Alrighty. Good luck.
So hang in there.
I know we'll see you again.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Hey, Patton, are you here with us still? Have you hung in there, or are you gone?
He was probably not going to have a reading.
Oh, really?
He said that, and he said that he wasn't feeling that well, or he wasn't sure if he would.
Well, then remember him saying he wasn't feeling that well. You're welcome, Angel.
You're welcome, Angel.
All right, so after Patton is Libra Cusp. So, Libra Cusp, why don't you post your question?
I'm just checking to see if he...
And if Patton's here, we will get to them first. I don't remember hearing that or not, but it's possible Patton just dropped in.
He says not sure. That was
okay.
earlier.
Okay.
So.
It is late over there for Patton.
You're welcome, Angel.
All right, Mr. O, get one of your decks out while you can. Hey, Libra Cusp, are you with us or have we lost you too?
How many are watching? Did we deplete?
Pardon me?
I'm looking over there.
Oh, okay.
7 watching, 2 watching. I can't make that out.
3.
Aha. That doesn't sound good.
I'm sure that's more than that there, because we've got 4 people at least waiting for readings, so after them.
Maybe.
Well, we shall see. Okay, so Patton is not here. Libra Cusp is questionable at the moment.
Libra Cusp.
I'm going to type it in and see. Often when I get to that point, somebody shows up. Let's see what happens. And just a reminder that we should be doing a modality in a week or 2. That will be coming up.
Is it that soon already?
Well, no. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
It's about 12 days, not quite 2 weeks.
Our anniversary's coming up and birthday boy.
And I'm going to remind everybody to check out your Material Matters, which dropped on YouTube this morning. Or mine that dropped on YouTube Friday morning, the emotional and the material parts of your lives as read by us. Also, come back Thursday for more live streaming with us.
For more fun.
7 to 9 p.m.
Okay, Libra Cusp is not here either, so we're going to move on to Asel. Hey,
Asel.
Asel, are you with us? You are up. I'm gonna. Yay!
There they are.
All right, Asel. Go ahead and type your question. Go ahead and type your question, Asel. $2021. All right, maybe. Well, we'll see. Now, this is our second question today about love in 2021. And I just want to remind people this is only a snapshot in time. So if you get bad news, don't take it to heart. Things can change.
Absolutely. Nothing changes quicker than emotional feelings.
Yeah, or, and like I said, a lot depends right now on the environment we're in. It is not easy to find and meet people when there's all this quarantine and different things going on. Mr. Right or Ms. Right might be quarantining away or worried about getting out and about in this kind of situation. So it's not an easy thing right now, and that goes for almost anything. Job and career hunting. I may have to go out and look for a part-time job soon to make ends meet here, and I don't know. The environment is just not that good right now. I'm a little nervous. I know, I'm not even retired yet, and I'm already thinking of part-time work.
But that happened to me, too.
That's true.
I was already looking at my next job when I was retiring.
And you always say, and this is the funny thing with me, Angel, and anybody else who's still here, whenever I finally say, well, I'm going to walk away from libraries, I'm going to do something else now, some library job comes up for me that I really want. Has happened before, and it's bound to happen as soon as I say I'm done with it.
Okay, we have your 3 cards. They are the reversed 9 of Pentacles.
Oh, that's the 9? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the 9. The reversed Hermit. Yes, that is the Hermit. The upright Tower.
Oh, my. Well, Mr. O, they're your cards.
Okay, so the reverse 9 of Pentacles may be indicating that there's a comfort zone you have to give up, or that will change in terms of this question, which is, finding relationship or romance in the next year. And as if to coincide with that, the Hermit
Wow, this is
reversed
interesting.
too, and that may talk about the refusal to give up. So the thing is there are forces saying both things. Don't give up what is comfortable or what feels familiar, but maybe it's saying nothing moves forward without that. At the same time, there is this Tower here, and I'm just going to have to say that there's a sense here that maybe this is just not really the greatest time in any respect, that there's just sort of interesting questions about other factors that maybe you need to resolve too. Other things are going on that maybe are going to be more important than your relationship status.
Well, so let's look at that. I'm going to look at that Nine of Pentacles along with the Hermit. The Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit reversed. The Nine of Pentacles kind of indicates to me, in 2021, you're still unsettled about either your life as it stands, living alone. You want that to change. Your conditions in life just don't please you. You're not happy with them. And the Hermit reversed indicates to me this willingness or this now move towards taking yourself out more, getting yourself out there more, out in the world more, out to meet people, out to open yourself up to new life experiences. And I think the Tower is the key here. When you do this, you have to look at some of your past experiences in your life with relationships, in regards to relationships and what you may have been through, and determine what you need to do to make the changes you need so you don't repeat those cycles. Especially where things have not worked out for you. You want to make sure that as you do this and as you open yourself up, my feeling is 2021 is going, at least at this point in time, is going to be a year for you to open yourself more up to the possibility of finding a relationship and getting yourself out there and making yourself available, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally as well. And that means keeping an open mind about what you're looking for and not repeating mistakes or things in the past that have not gone well for you.
It may be that what I'm seeing from the Tower is that it's a breaking down process, that you may be looking at how you can break down the factors that are either limitations or attitudes that affect these situations and maybe have been keeping something more vital from happening for you.
Yeah, according to this, other than obvious circumstances of COVID, I think the only thing that may be keeping you from achieving what you desire and finding this soulmate may be within you. I hate to say that, but that's what it's looking like right now. So let me see what the Lenormand might add to that equation.
Nothing here says positively no.
No, but I'm not seeing an out-and-out relationship happening here.
Right. Oh. The Cross. The Heart. Did you want me to go first?
No, I certainly will tackle this hard one. So I think, Estelle, that there's two things I can see here, and one is better than the other, in a way, because you can control this. And the thing is, if you are holding on to any grief or sorrow or loneliness related to love and relationships, it's past time to let that go. You have to be able to move on and let that go in order to be open to something else, in order to be receptive. So in other words, if you are obsessed with the idea of finding that soulmate and, that you are still alone and you're still looking for this, you have to let that go because the universe considers that you are shutting that door there. You have to say, I'm done with grieving this. I'm accepting life as it opens to me. And then I think the universe will respond. That's the good thing I see. I'm going to let you go, and then I will talk about the other.
I can't say a lot about that other than it just sort of drives me back to the Tower, and it's saying that there's a principal lesson here, which is what you're talking about, and that basically the conditions of your life are not as important, being alone necessarily, as the inner thing that's going on, which is forgiving yourself or forgiving something in that past that wasn't perfect about a relationship or that is holding you back.
And so when I look at those two cards, the other thing that comes to mind, and I'm just going to say it, is there is a potential, at least at this point in time, according to the cards, that you still might be feeling this loneliness deeply going into 2021, which means that nothing is happening for a while in 2021. But those cards, that Nine of Pentacles and that Hermit, is challenging you to open yourself up and release those feelings, release that dependency on the search for the soulmate, and just open your heart to just making your life an open book, an open door for next year, for whatever will come your way. And I feel the universe will fill that void more than it will fill a heart that may be hurting and trying too hard.
I like that.
And that's what I'm going to leave it at. So it's one of those two, and I wish you luck. And remember, there's only a snapshot in time.
And thank you again for your question.
Hey, Austin, are you still with us? I don't know. Austin, Gina, and Blah will close out our day.
You're welcome, Miss Sal.
You are welcome. So, Austin, type your question.
Right. If Austin's here, go right ahead.
And if not, we'll move on to Gina. Oh, Gina, the bark. That last batch of bark was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I said was, but we do have just a little bit left.
We meter our pleasure.
We have to at this point.
Right. The thing is that I have to be on my best, because I would probably eat it in a minute if I knew she wouldn't find out right away.
It's true. Oh, for November 11th. You know, that's the day before my father's birthday. He was born November 12th in 1911. Is that right? November 12, November 12, 11. I think that's what it is.
He's not 1910?
No,
Okay.
he is not.
Oh, wait. He was born before 19...
No, he was not.
When was he born?
1911.
When did he come to America?
When he was something like,
12?
no,
Six.
yeah, 12 or 13, I think.
It's irresistible.
The bark it is. Well, I'm thinking Austin may not be here, Gina, so let's do the 1111. Do you want to grab a deck? I know I've been
Yes.
using mostly mine.
The Tarot of the Ages, as used by aged people.
Yeah, I'm hoping 1111 or something's lucky. This is kind of a remorseful period for me right now, because of course I'm getting to be close to being leaving my job behind, and this is the month, I'm pretty sure it was around November 10th, that I started working 45 years ago as a student assistant in libraries, which 45 is a 9 number, so as we know, it's fitting that I am ending my career in a 9 year for me. So, and also, that's my father's birthday. I miss him terribly, November 12th. And November 13th is the day that my mom and aunt left this earth 6 years apart from each other. So this week is kind of a heady one for me.
Well, one of my grandmothers died on either the 12th, I think, and also was like the day after her wedding anniversary of her and my grandfather. So I always think about her. She was probably my favorite grandmother, but actually they both were my favorite grandmother. I loved them both.
So what's going on with 1111? I hope it's something good. There you go.
Well, 1111, that's 4, and then another 4. It's an 8-day, which is a beneficent day. It's an 8.
Yeah, I've been hearing this. I've seen numerology people on Twitter talking about it, and it does intrigue me. I do.
What?
Whoa, Gina.
Ace of coins. 10 of coins reversed. More coins. Page of coins reversed.
Huh. Well, this is about money and resources in a way for you. There could be or something growthful. You know, I do think the Ace of Coins is indicating some positive growth in some area of your life, possibly taking place on 11/11. And it might be in relation to how you view materiality or material things. You know, the Nine of Coins reversed is intriguing to me. Like, maybe there's just something unsettling right now about the conditions you're living in.
Did you say the 9?
Then isn't it the Nine of Coins?
That's the page.
Oh, it's the 10 of Coins. You're right.
Oh, this one.
It's the 10 of Coins. All right. Let me take that back.
Good, because she's going to need it when she hears what I'm going to say.
Ooh. So I think the Page of Coins reversed is about, some news that's kind of unsettling on a material level. And I think it could affect your financial health a little bit. Like, maybe there is something around the home that might need some work or repair. But on the other hand, it looks as though whatever happens, I believe something good is going to come out of this.
I think so too, because I did some quick numerology here.
Oh no.
Ace is 1. 10 is 1. The page is actually the 11th card
Yes.
in a suit of tarot. So the page is 11 because the queen is 12. No, 13. The knight is 12. 11. 1 and 1. And all of those are 4, which of course is another beneficent number. And half of 8, 11, 11, 20, 20. Oh.
You know, it is possible that if, you have not been happy with the material side of life in some way, that's about to change in a good way. I think the Ace of Coins here is very positive. It's just overtakes these other cards.
Well, because this is not as beneficent here, it may indicate the idea that there's not a solidarity in the family, or that there's something sort of not gelling the family. But the Page of Coins could be saying that basically you're going into some thought about that, and you're going to kind of try to figure out where that stuff empowers you or doesn't, or what it is you need to cast out of that. Any stuff from your family, from your upbringing, that you really need to let go of at this point in time, this is the opportunity. Somebody said, gee, everything's been horrible for months and months, but look what happened in the month of Scorpio so far.
Well, the other thing I would say is, if this is not about material concerns, it may be more about growth in your life, because the Pentacles to me are very growthful card. And so what I'm thinking is here is the ending of situations that have been stymieing your growth. You're growing further, and the beginning of something that could be bringing you some long-lasting growth and opportunity, because aces bring opportunities, and this could be opportunity for better health, this could be opportunity for better financial conditions, this could be an opportunity for more creative pursuits to happen. It's definitely a card of growth.
I think so too.
So let's do the Lenormand and see what else we get here. No, you lost the live stream. Wow. Well, we just told you your world is coming to an end. No,
we gave you the winning lottery number. No.
No, but I guess you'll have to watch this on rewind. But we haven't done the Lenormand yet, and maybe we can do a recap after we're done.
1, 1, 10, 1, 11th card. 11.
Yeah, he did numerology on this and found that it's interesting. Yeah.
Or 2 11s. That's an 11. That's an 11. Okay, what you got? The garden. The tower.
I feel like, well, that's interesting. I don't know if that relates to 1111 per se, but I feel as if that's saying something about isolation in a way. Or it could indicate an institution that's... This is a toughie because the garden is all about socializing and getting out with people and going places. And the tower is almost exactly the opposite. It's kind of
regimenting yourself or given a situation.
Or, staying behind your four walls and isolating. It seems to me that what it might be indicating here is if you have been unsatisfied with your life at the moment, like you're feeling as if you've been cooped up, for too long and you need something, you need to get out more. This could be indicative of that. But it looks to me like also we have the garden card and we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a card of, the opportunity for growth. And so I get the feeling that there's some growthful opportunity involving others, involving others here. And it may bring you out of your shell in some way. It may, bring you more into the social world.
Well, I clearly can align the Ace of Coins with the garden for the same reasons you did.
And don't those other cards seem to align with that?
With the Tower, yeah. I was just going to say that the Tower maybe mostly aligns with the 10 of Coins for me because I'm wondering if it suggests that something, I was just going to say about that, something about your family situation you need to let go. But I'm also wondering, too, if these are the kind of things, whether they're metaphoric or physical things, that should go to someone else, like give them away to a charity or give them as advice to people. So I'm thinking that, and because, the Page of Coins, even though he's reversed, he always has that sort of visionary quality to me. And so I'm thinking like you need to maybe intuit where things that you are discarding from your life could actually go to help others. Like it's not just a matter of getting rid of those things, it's seeing where they serve a purpose for somebody else. And maybe that's the garden part too, because the garden part says it's in a mixed field. It's in a field of camaraderie or friends of some sort.
Well, that's what we have for you, so go ahead and rewatch it and see if you can make sense of it. But I thought it was very interesting, the numerological connection that he made there as well.
DM us and tell us how full of crap we are.
What?
No.
Oh, Mr. O. So anyway, Blah, are you still with us? Did you hang in there? You are last on the list. And did anybody else show up that we have not read for, like Libra Cusp or Austin? Now is the time.
Or else we get to end on time today.
Yes, and I get to go and sit outside again before it gets too cold.
And I might take a nap. Falls. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Yes.
I think it's interesting. What do I want to say? Synchronicity?
Well, I don't know if you caught this part, but 11/11/2020 reduces to 8.
Yes,
and that's a beneficent number in my opinion.
That's a very beneficent material number.
All right, Libra, thanks for coming back.
Ah, there you are.
You're going to be our last reading today.
Yeah, because Blah is not here apparently.
But so with all those ones that were in the other cards, the Ace, the 10, and then the Page, which is the 11th card of a deck. So that's like 4 ones then, which is 4, half of the 8. Oh, wonky. So you're doing a deck?
I grabbed one.
What's coming next in the next few weeks? That's all we got left in this month.
That's right.
And
oh my gosh, December will be here before long, and I'm facing retirement. And I've still got several things I have to do. I have to contact my financial people at work, the ones that have my, well, we don't have a pension. I just have whatever investments I have. And then I have to contact Social Security. That's on my agenda. Everything else is pretty much, oh, and I have to send some paperwork in so they can chop money out for my medical coverage, which I'm going to have to pay a big chunk of until I turn 65 or 65 and a half and can be eligible for Medicare. So I'm facing some challenges here. This is going to be rough, but we're going to figure it all out. All right. Well, we have the Eight of Cups, and that's reversed. I have the Nine of Swords, and that's upright. And then we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So you're asking about the next few weeks, Libra cusp, and it looks as though you're going to be spending a little bit of time trying to figure out why things seem to be out of balance right now. And your mood is you're kind of moody, you're kind of depressed. I'm just going to say, it seems as though, we got to watch in the winter time. People fall into kind of a seasonal affective disorder. I do not know if you're prone to that. I certainly am. So, but mine usually comes in January. Some people's comes before Christmas. And so just be aware that, you're going to be feeling kind of glum. And I think it's about the fact of balance in your life. And you're wondering with that Eight of Cups if you need to return to something that you've left behind. Maybe there's something that you've left behind that you regret now, and you've been thinking about this a lot, and you're thinking about whether or not it's time to revisit that.
Yes, I strongly feel like the Eight of Cups is a moment where maybe you're standing at a point where you feel like you could walk in the direction that you feel you've been wanting to go, but there's something that's holding you back. Thank you, Gina. You too.
We'll see you, Gina.
And I guess it's maybe what this Nine of Swords is saying is that maybe, and I don't think this is your personal sadness or regret, it may be somebody who you feel for, but is not necessarily totally enmeshed in your life. So it could be somebody that is a good friend that you're no longer very close to due to Corona or whatever. It could be somebody in your family that, you don't see as often, but you feel very attached to their fate. Somebody like that. They may be experiencing, something that affects you emotionally, yet at the same time, you understand that you can't really help them, but still you sort of feel like maybe you don't want to pursue your own path until you feel you've done something there, and that something could just very well be, I guess maybe I'm getting the feeling like this other person's problems do affect you a little bit more than they should. It may be because you're letting them a little bit too, that maybe it's the kind of thing where maybe you could choose to not be as involved in that, but maybe there's a reason why you have to be there. Maybe there's another connection that's just not the main one, it's a sub-connection. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah, so Libra, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, too, that it's possible here that maybe this lack of balance or this uncertainty that you are feeling is because you have something, there's something that you need to come to terms with. Come to terms with from your past that is causing you some depression, some grief, maybe some feelings of unfinished business, right? And you need to feel like you have to tie those loose ends in order to regain your footing again.
See, I was having a hard time with this one, but that's what this one means to me. The unfinished business that you need to kind of resolve, even if you're not physically involved in that business, there's an emotional quality that causes a pain or an attachment, and you have to figure out how to move that away from you or get to that resolution. So we're going to do our Lenormand and see what else it tells us, but clearly I think it's basically making you not doubt your path, but making you feel like you can't necessarily move there now. You have to resolve this now or as soon as you can. And so that sounds like by the end of the year for sure, in a way. The ship. The clover.
So the clover is an amazing card. I was talking about this earlier today, that it seems to modify the effects of any negative cards, but also looking at that, because none of these cards are super negative here, I just feel like you have to find closure somehow with the situation up above. And once you do that, I feel that you're going to find your luck change, that, you know, that suddenly you feel like things are shifting in a positive direction and you are able to move forward.
Right, because this card says that there's sort of like something, an impediment that's stopping you, but this card is saying maybe luck comes through, and I think it mostly comes through because you resolve the mental, emotional constraints of the situation. It may be that you can be sympathetic towards the situation, but still say, I have to take care of my own business. So expressing support, but still saying, I got a ship to catch.
I got a plane to catch. I got to move on, you know. So that's what we have for you, Libra. I hope that makes sense. And thanks for stopping back in so you could get your reading. And we are done. Wow, we are done with our day.
Yay! Thank you, everybody.
Sorry some people had taken off again and they missed their reading, but glad we got to everybody we could, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Same time, same place on Sundays and Thursday evenings.
So once again, good night to everybody.
Take care, everybody. Great spending the day with you. We'll see you next
again.
time. Bye-bye.